for Doctor Who, The Invisible Enemy, is while answering a mayday from a refueling station on Saturn's largest moon, the TARDIS passes through a mysterious cloud that carries a space virus. The Doctor is soon infected and fighting for control of his mind. Leela's only hope lies on a nearby medical satellite, where she seeks help from eccentric scientist Professor Marius and his dog-shaped computer, K9. This serial is quite the sci-fi thriller. It is tense, fun, exciting, good action, ideas, and special visual effects. Film fanatics like myself see elements of John Carpenter's The Thing and the Alien franchise woven into this that gave this serial a sense of paranoia and fear for the horror element that seemed reminiscent of serials from the last couple of years, showing not all the elements that made Tom Baker's early years great are gone, and that the new producer, Graham Williams, isn't going to have stories during his term be too childish, but more in a middle ground area. It was different to see the Doctor be affected by an alien organism and become a villain for a short time. It was also exciting for you were wondering if he was going to kill anyone or continue to be evil or what he was going to do. The sets were well designed, and because of Star Wars being released the summer beforehand, the science fiction elements in the sets and special effects were scaled up a bit. The budget was still low, but they did an amazing job creating the futuristic elements with the funds they had. It just looked pretty good. Creating sets for the scenes when they were in the Doctor's body and brain via Fantastic Voyage were well put together, and the writing for those scenes were well thought out, paced, written, and had these great ideas in them that left one much to think about when the episode was over. I mean, there was just a lot of thought to just thinking it over. The serial is most famous for introducing new companion K9. K9 is basically a robotic dog complete with an English robotic voice. Both voice and image have since become iconic, and one can see why when watching this serial. K9 has a variety of different talents and can both defend itself and others while also attacking enemies. He is also highly intelligent, acts like a computer, and has compulsions like a dog, as one would expect. The design is simple but ingenious, since it is just big enough to hide the mechanical remote control machine that is inside and run like it is supposed to, while also performing other functions like raising and lowering its head, extending the barrel from the nose to shoot, etc., move the radar ears. Even though you can hear the remote controlled race car sound when it rolls, K9 is quite an accomplishment and something to admire for that to be made at that time period of British television. And it's quite simple, but it's great. Overall, this is a good serial and shows that even though there were darker stories in the past with previous producer Philip Hinchcliffe, they're not going away. They might be lighter in tone, but those types of stories still make great Doctor Who stories for children, teens, and adults to enjoy. I give this story 4.5 stars out of 5. Now, there is, as you probably saw from this cover, it also comes with a story called K9 and Company, A Girl's Best Friend. This is from a spin-off television series, I believe in the 80s, with Sarah Jane Smith inheriting K9 from the Doctor and them going on adventures. It was kind of an okay story. I wouldn't make it too big of a deal out of it. It's probably the series didn't last too long. It didn't gain the popularity they thought it would. But it was cool to see Sarah Jane Smith in a spin-off and see her, doing more stuff. In fact, that's one of the reasons why when she came back for the 10th Doctor, they gave her another spin-off, and that picked up for a while until, unfortunately, she became too ill from cancer to do it. But, it still shows that Sarah Jane Smith is still a remembered character, and that she does more with herself after, her adventures with the Doctor. And that's all for this story, and I'll see you next time.